It passed through Parliament back in December with barely any debate, and less than a month later, it was law. Berlin's Military Service Modernization Act now requires men of fighting age to seek army approval before spending longer than 3 months abroad.
Well, you know, each country decides for themselves how to deal with the question of getting enough men and women into the military. But I'm very happy to hear that the coalition here in Germany has now agreed, as I understand it, on a way forward, and that is very important.
But young people in Germany don't share Rutter's sentiments, with more than 50,000 taking to the streets.
We are demonstrating here against conscription. I'm 18 years old, and I definitely don't want people from my generation to have to go to war for a country that does little for us. There's no investment in our pensions, not in our future, not in the climate. I don't see any good reasons why our generation should have to go to war.
The government says the measures are not about forcing people into service, but about keeping track of potential recruits. It's part of a broader plan to expand the country's armed forces from 180,000 to 460,000 active personnel by 2035. Compulsory military service was suspended in 2011 under Chancellor Angela Merkel. Since then, recruitment has struggled, and there are now growing concerns around the security landscape in Europe, which has changed dramatically. German Chancellor Friedrich Merz has called for the strongest conventional army in Europe, citing what he sees as a growing threat from Moscow.
This is not a distant war that does not affect us, for we are seeing even more clearly Russia's attack was and is part of a plan directed against the whole of Europe. At the same time, our partnership with the United States of America, which has long been the reliable guarantor of our security, is changing. For us Europeans, this means that we must defend and assert our interests even more strongly on our own.
But not everyone agrees with the direction, and the anti-conscription Easter rallies were also a call for peace. Public unease goes beyond military policy. There are also growing protests against Germany's defence ties with Israel. For critics, the new travel rules risk crossing a line, raising concerns about personal freedom in a country with a sensitive history when it comes to military power. For now, service remains voluntary, but as Germany tries to rebuild its armed forces, the debate over how far it should go is only intensifying. Lape Olarinoye, TRT World.